to another exciting episode of the Comic Book Chronicles. Yay! I am your host, Roddykat, and you can find me at Roddykat on Twitter. You can find me at News Need on Twitter. You can find me at CBCaps on Instagram. South Carolina with Columbia down the way, whatever. I don't have that sound effect, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, so yes, I am coming to you, well, for the time being, solo tonight. Agent 70 is off tonight and might be off next week, actually. Just, well, for some personal business. So, it's me and whoever I pull in, if I pull in anybody. Pardon me. Oops. So yeah. And I'm starting a little bit late because because Google, am I right? Just, Google. That's all. I feel like that's all you kind of really have to say. And I might just actually leave some of this stuff the way it is because well, you know what? Hey, I do have a setup for when I'm solo, but it is but being that I'm expecting someone to come in, then I kind of don't want to deviate from that just too much because of the fact that it would screw me up. But nevertheless, hey, we're going to keep it trucking. You know what I'm saying? Just like we normally do. And speaking of which, you can find this here podcast on the Coastal Podcast Network. That's CSPN.US. Do it today. You can also find us on your podcast perusal place of choice, whether it be Apple, iTunes, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or the Coastal Podcast Network SoundCloud page. And you can also find us recording every Thursday night, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, on the channels of on the YouTube channel for the Kliq Nation. That's youtube.com/the Kliq Nation and twitch.tv/Comic Book Chronicles. Make sure you like and subscribe, do all of that, smash that like button and all that kind of good. All of that. Hang on, let me go ahead and put that up real quick. I love juggling. I don't love juggling. I hate juggling, but juggling is more when it's just you and it's kind of messy. But folks, we gonna make it through because we are great at our jobs, even though this is not a job. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so because of that. Oh, also, Comic Book Chronicles is on, Blue Sky. So if you go to, what is it, comicbookchron.bsky.social, I'll put that link in, I'll probably put that link in the chat for folks just in case, but we'll have to update that with with our other places so that people can go, you can check us out there. Still at Instagram and all that kind of good mess. So we're everywhere good podcasts want to be. I think almost everywhere. There's probably a couple of places we are not. That's that would probably serve us as well. But we're where we feel like we need to be. But yes, we're gonna go ahead and kick things off with the books of the week / rapid fire because, like I said, it's just me and my books. So, there's really not much else to say about that, except for we got to get into the first book that I have, which is ThunderCats, number 10, written by Declan Shalvey, art by Joe Mulvey, colors by Samana Fuedo, Chiara, Di Francia, and Andre Izzo. And letters by Jeff Eckleberry. So, so yeah, after the events of last issue where the whole battle thing was going on and things kind of blew up around folks, we find that the Slive who has escaped the battle is has found himself some kindred spirits, probably more than he realized. Well, it is more than he realizes, but not to spoil anything for anybody. But he found himself a kindred spirit in the wake of the battle. We also get a little bit of a lot more backstory on Slive, which is in relation to said him and said kindred spirit. He also pulls a Tyson, so that's kind of funny. and we're not talking current Tyson, we're talking Evander Holyfield era Tyson, which is kind of amusing, and I don't know if that was intentional. If it was, hey, then there you go on that one. So it also leads to, not even leads to, but leads from something from a couple of issues back that something that Tiger discovered, and we should have known that was going to come back in some way, which we did know that was going to come back in some way. We just wasn't sure what was going to happen with that, and now we do, or at least we now know one thing that came out of that, put it that way. Let's see. Next up for me is this was an interesting one to come across. Let's say we've been talking about it, and it's just yet another crossover. But I wasn't expecting it to be as interesting to me as it ended up being, and that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cross Naruto #1, written by Caleb Goenler, art by Henry Prasetya, colors by Raul Andulo, and letters by Ed Dukeshire. So this is a potential click of the week, weirdly enough, because it was fun. So Team 7 has a mission that to escort, and is an escort mission that takes them to, and I quote, the Big Apple Village. And that escort mission happens to be one April O'Neil, which puts everyone involved in contact with a couple of certain clans. And of course, as things tend to happen in situations of crossover such as this, the most unnecessary but obligatory fight happens. And of course, we get a revelation at the end of let's just say a couple of people you didn't think would know each other, or at least one knows of the other. That is in relation to those separate franchises. So, but yeah, that was interesting. It was kind of fun. Like I said, I wasn't quite sure, and you go put a check. Matter of fact, I did it in my notes. A checklist of the things that will probably show up, from one side or the other side, and they're in about that, and yeah, ended up working out. It ended up being fun. So this is part 1 of, I think, actually, I'm not sure. I want to say it's 4. I need to find out how many of these are, and I know we talked about it, and I can't remember right offhand. So it's either 4 or 5. And I guess I could take a quick second and look that up, but now we're just going to keep this running, keep this moving. So, because I do have a few books to kind of go through, and a somewhat amount of time to get through them. So yeah, this is definitely rapid fire, more so for me. Let's see. My next book is it? Milestone Universe, The Shadow Cabinet #1 of 4, written by Joseph P. Illich, art by Daryl Banks and Asugun Ilhan, colors by Christopher Sotomayor, and letters by And World Design. So another potential click of the week. It starts off with a data page, which, if you're not familiar with the current iteration of the Milestone Universe, you may want to check that out. Or, if you want to take some time, go back and check some of the old books, like the static books, Icon, uh, what was the other one? It was a crossover with Hardware was another one, and there was a crossover at the end of it with Hardware and Icon, which that's I think where I ended up not finishing. And apparently, there's a couple of things in the data page that either came out of that or came out somewhere where I wasn't aware of some universal crossing and the like. But some things happen with that. And like the data page will get you up to speed, or at the very least get you curious about what's going on up to now. But I would think that if you're going to read this book, you will probably be already aware of what's been going on in the current version of the Milestone Universe. And so it's some good stuff. It's quite interesting. It's actually making me want to go back and look into what I did not read, because I know I read most of the books. I think the only one that I didn't finish were Blood Syndicate, and they're going to show up in the next issue apparently, and the Hardware and Icon, Hardware versus Icon miniseries thing. So, and apparently from that, a couple of things from this happen happened there, and like I said, one of which I think might have happened there that I didn't finish reading. So I'll have to catch up on that. Also, pay attention to kind of ever since that new Chrome update, things have been kind of wonky on a couple of sides. So hope that shakes out at some point. Anyway, gonna keep going with the next book that I have, which is Star Trek number 26, written by Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing, former guest of the show. Art by Angel Hernandez. Colors by Lee Luffridge. And letters by Clayton Cowles. So this is a build as a countdown to lore war, excuse me. And at the end of the events of last issue, we got a crossover that I wasn't expecting to see. Well, I guess I should have expected to see, but shouldn't have expected anytime soon, is what it is. And if you're watching the video version, you see the cover in that, yes, the Kelvin timeline and the Prime timeline crossover. Well, excuse me, let me phrase that. The crew of the U.S.S. Theseus, which is headed by Benjamin Sisko, on their basically time-space hopping adventure to save the reality, has crossed over into the Kelvin universe. And they meet that version's Enterprise team to some amusing interactions. Because if you did not know, there is a couple of people on both crews that are, versions of each other, let's put it that way. And some folks that have met each other, but just different time versions of other folks. So it's kind of amusing. And of course, Prime Spock, just as he did in the Kelvin universe, comes with some cryptic little nudging noddings to kind of help things out. And Spock in the Prime universe is over in Defiant, U.S.S. Defiant. Excuse me, is Star Trek Defiant. And I'm not sure when this whole lore war thing is going to catch up to that book, because I know they're still doing things. I would imagine it's probably going to be next issue, but we'll see how that works out. But this was also another. I think did I have another particular look at the week? It was fun. It was definitely fun. Like I said, the interactions between the two different crews, and also one of the crew members from the Kelvin universe. I'm like, I don't remember that person being there, but feel like I've seen that person in the movies, but I don't remember if they got like a name or designation or anything. So it's it is that, I guess. And they seem to be named after a date, but I I believe this person also kind of comes out of some comics that came later on through from that universe, which I hadn't read from IDW. Well, this is IDW, but from a few years ago, I believe they said it was a 2014 book in the Kelvin timeline. So I didn't read a whole lot of that stuff from then. But um, yeah, fun stuff, and I'm looking forward to like I said, continue to looking forward to seeing what this whole well, we know what the Lord War thing is about because that already been set up, but how that gets handled, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. The next book for me, I don't know why I'm saying that. Like anybody else got books here because I'm the only one. The Question, All Along the Watchtower, #1 of 6, written by Alex Segura, art by Cian Tormey, colors by Romulo Forjado Jr., and letters by Willie Schubert. So this is Ray Montoya Question, not the Vic Sage, because he'd had a miniseries like a couple of years ago that I've read, but I don't remember anything from it. But doesn't matter here. So I guess in the wake of Absolute Power and them definitely trying to set up Justice League United as being the book that everything else comes out of. I believe we had a news story about that. This is pretty much confirming that being the case, and it feels like, at least especially with the way this book's being set up, Justice League United Unlimited, excuse me, is it feels like almost like the animated version, like it could be the animated version, but I don't know. Like I said, I have to wait until I actually read that book and see what is the case from it. So, but in this particular case, with the Question All Along the Watchtower, which cue your Hendrix there, folks. Renee Montoya's got a new job. Apparently, she is no longer the commissioner of Gotham. I'm assuming that has something to do with the events of Absolute Power. But you pretty much get to know what at the basic points of what happened there in this book. But she's got a new job with the Justice League. As I said in my notes, she's kind of like the Abigail Brand sort of the Justice League, because basically she was the League has set up the Watchtower for all of the heroes, and they kind of wanted to do like they did in Justice League Unlimited, pretty much have like, look, hey, all the heroes come around here to the Watchtower, and we all meet and or stay and or take up stuff from there. And again, this is all in the wake of Absolute Power. Well, given all of that, Renee was hired on by the Trinity to basically watch the Watchers, and come to find out that there is someone trying to breach the Watchtower for possibly ill gains, and it's a mystery that that the Trinity want her to try to solve. She's beginning with a team of people that she probably normally wouldn't work with, but also one that she didn't expect to actually work with again anytime soon, which is probably going to, bring up some things. But you know, uh, it's just I'm enjoying the book so far. Like it's only 6 issues. Excuse me, it's one of 6, but I think I'm probably going to continue on. I've always liked the Question, especially Renee Montoya version. So I think, just to see what she gets into while I'm still trying to catch up with what happened with Absolute Power, which is probably going to take me a while because there's some stuff that leads into that, which I don't necessarily have to read, but I'm going to anyway because that is kind of the person that I am. So, We shall see. We shall see. Out. uh, next book. I'm trying to figure out something I'm trying to figure out. Ultimate Spider-Man number 11. Uh, which is written by Jonathan Hickman, art by David Messina, letters by BC's Corey Pettit, or Petit, or Pettit, excuse Pettit. It's definitely Pettit. So if you're watching the video version, we get to, at the very least, see the new Black Panther, aka Felicia Hardy. And I'm gonna say new because the old Black Panther is, excuse me, not Black Panther, I mean Black Cat. So my apologies. Black Cat, who is the daughter, of course, the original Black Cat, who we saw a couple of issues ago, fighting Peter and Harry, and yeah. Well, this is kind of coming off of there because of that. In that someone else, in the wake of that loss, is basically out and about. And in this particular time, it's Mr. Negative who shows up, and who is who's up to bat. But also, this is this is Peter trying to find Harry because of a stakeout they've been on, and which leads into the interaction with Mr. Negative and what happens in that. Well, and it's also I guess also in the wake of other things that's been going on, such as the things that's been going on with the paper and what Mary Jane's involvement with it. Her and Peter kind of have a talk about that, and also Peter and Ben have a talk at the end of this episode issue, which kind of Ben kind of leaves on an ominous note, let's just say. Also, Ben is not surprising, Ben is a quite sharp cookie. I will say that, and which because of something that is brought up during the course of this issue. So, but yeah, that is that. Let's see, and my next book is Storm number 2, written by Marewa Iodele. Excuse me, my apologies for if I butchered that. Art by Lucas Wernick, colors by Alex Guamarez, letters by VC's Travis Lanham. And I apologize if I butchered anybody's name, actually. I should just do a standing thing at the beginning of the show for that. But so yeah, we get some confirmation on pretty much what we know from the first issue, about a certain status for Storm, but she continues about her her merry way, but ends up going to a place. Oh, hello. Hey, there we go. Okay, hold on here. While
sorry, a little later than expected.
It's all right because I started late. Well, I intentionally started a little bit late, partially because of that. But I knew I was going to blow through my my books relatively fast. And I say that as I'm still actually doing well. Actually, I'm on my last book, so I mean my second to last book.
So. I'm in. What's your last book?
Well, no, I'm second to last book, but it is Storm number 2 is what I'm talking about right now. And there we go. But let me introduce you first of all, ladies and gentlemen, friend of the show. Actually, he's not even a friend. He's more than a friend. He is family to the show. I mean, let's put he very much is. So Matt Wayne 97 has popped in to help me out here on the show here tonight. How you
No,
doing?
thanks for having me. I always love coming on and love to support you guys and love to trade funny stories and talk about my all my favorite runs from all the years, including your favorite run from the '90s, Star Blast.
Oh, Jesus. No. Absolutely not.
Come on, it crossed over through Quasar, had his own little mini, and
And I think
it's right up there with Galactic Storm.
yeah, right. And you know what? And now that you say that, and I think the only I was only reading a couple of books during the nights because, like I said, I was in school, and so wasn't really reading as much as I was used to. So I think Quasar was one of the books. I think the Silver Surfer book that was
No,
yeah.
no,
I think
not to digress, but like Quasar was a very underrated book at Marvel, and
yes.
the only reason it was around was Mark Grunwald was writing
Mhm.
it,
Right.
right? And there was like a great Todd McFarlane cover. Mark Grunwald had that great run on Captain America, and he took some of those ideas and brought them to Quasar, where it was like he was going to take underappreciated parts of the Marvel universe
Hmm.
and really explore them, right?
Yeah.
Like he brought the new universe back to Marvel in the '90s. People
Yeah.
forgot that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because I was all up in the universe also. So um, and which just reminds me every time the new universe gets brought up, I think about what Hickman did during before Secret Wars and like just kind of tease us out there like that and didn't really give us everything. And I think as it stands right now, we still have Night Mask around in the 616 because he's floating around. He's been floating around Spectacular Spider-Man and spoiler alert, Starbrand's dead.
Right. No,
So
but like, look, I will say like Hickman and then Jason Aaron, I think did a good run on Starbrand
yeah,
as a character, and then look, I think the Night Mask, you're right, protect Spider-Man, but like I think Hickman did a good job of trying to bring some of those concepts back
yeah.
into the 616, and look, I remember back in the day, like, not to digress, but like, I love Spitfire and the Rockets and DP7.
DP7 was my book. Yeah,
Um, right? Like, I
Cyforce.
wasn't just, I wasn't like, yeah, I wasn't a Night Mask guy, and then
Yeah.
I wasn't I didn't really follow the other titles, but look, it was great. 1987 was a great year.
Yeah, for a great many things. Yeah. But yeah, I was kind of hoping for like granted they pretty much brought the Ultimate Universe back. But that's now. So I was hoping back then there was like maybe they were gonna try to do the same thing, something similar with the new universe, and they did not necessarily do that, which like I said, the teas that we got were interesting, but I wouldn't mind have seen like a new DP7 or Cyforce book, kind of come out of any
Oh
of
yeah,
that.
Cyforce, yeah.
Hmm.
Who's right? Like DP7 was Peter David,
I believe that's
right? Like
true.
who wrote Cyforce?
I don't remember. I would have to look that up honestly. Actually, I'm about to do that right now while we're here, because I
But
feel like I
what's
should know that, but
what's your last? Oh, Storm number 2. Look, I I really need to pick up those two books. I'm excited for this creative team, so
yeah,
I'm excited for this run.
Archie Goodwin and Walt Simonson on
Oh
Cyforce.
my god, how did I forget Walt Simonson? Rest in peace, Archie Goodwin.
Right, exactly. So I like I said, and back to my credit, well, to my not even a credit, but like back then, I was not as familiar with any of the creative team. Back then, I was just like, oh, I'm just here for the book, and if I happen to catch a writer here and there, then I would. But so I'm probably I'm better off now than I was then with actually knowing who who is writing things now as opposed to then. But yeah, like a lot of stuff like when they did the pit and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, we could go on about the new universe because it was an interesting time in books. And actually, wait before we go any further because I got to digress just a little bit more because I have to ask you this. Um, and I should probably wait and ask you this, but I'm gonna do it now since we're already here. Did you get your super drop, or did you get your secret layer cards?
Look, I was definitely caught up in the 6 hour wait, and then I was able to get some of it.
Okay.
So look for something in the mail.
Oh.
So
Oh no. Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
But like, yeah, it was rough. Like, I think I was able to pick up Iron Man and Black Panther. That was all that was left.
Okay.
And I mean, I got on a little late because I got caught up in a meeting. So I think I got on at like 12:05, and I waited like 6 hours with the down. When the system went down.
Yeah, and it went down quick because I was in line. I got the non-foils. I got all the non-foils.
Okay, so we'll chat, but I'll send you the Black Panther foil then.
Oh no, I got okay. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you. Okay, thank you. But yeah, that whole thing was like people have been talking about it, and there's been think pieces and whatnot about that whole mess, which it was going to happen because I mean it's not the first time that something like that's happened. It's just that to this extent, I think I ended up waiting probably the whole time like 2 hours. Well, yeah, almost 2 hours.
No, look. I didn't think. Look, I don't think they anticipate the demand. And I wish they did.
Yeah.
These things happen. Someone who, like these things will happen. So, I hope people are not unfair with them because of this.
I mean,
because
go ahead.
Yeah, no. It's a situation that happened. Right. It's not like there was no malicious intent. There's just going to be a lot more people than they expected. They should have prepared for that, but it is what it is. So
right.
But look, personally, do I wish this product was in retailers rather than through Secret Lair? Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for the Spider-Man product that comes out later too, as well.
Yeah. Yes. So, but yeah, I mean, I want to mention having that stuff because it's the people you expect, like the people that are in that community, or rabble. It's not that many people outside of it or saying too much about it that I know of. But obviously, it's those people who are, let's say, the most passionate about it. That's all it is. But it's like, yeah, I agree with you. Like, yeah, should have been, could have, should have, would have. What are you gonna do? It's kind of a thing now. But it pretty much gave people content because people was like videos about this, that, and the other, all that kind of good mess. But anyway, I was just happy to get. I would have been probably more upset if I didn't get anything, but at the same time, wouldn't have been the first time for that because it's not the first secret layer where something happened and didn't get anything.
Now, did you see So I'm part of the Facebook group that that features magic art, right? That where you can buy and sell magic art,
right?
Original art.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those pieces went for a lot. I think the Wolverine piece went for $65K.
Jesus. No, I didn't know that. So yeah, I'm not even on Facebook at all. So, and me being in a group like that, I've been just upset. I wouldn't have been able to get in things.
Yeah, no, it was so cool to follow those auctions.
I bet.
It went for a lot.
So wait, did you get anything?
No. It was way out of my budget. Way out of my budget. But I was tracking it.
I got you, just to see what was going on and what was coming out of it.
Look, as I told you in the last time I was on this call, I did get the David Peterson, one of the David Peterson pieces from Bloomberg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, yeah, and that right there was some good stuff. But we can talk about that later. Like that's a whole other podcast. That is a whole other podcast. Let me go ahead and get back to the last couple of books, which I was on Storm number 2, and I'd already done the creative team. So, are you say you're keeping up with this one?
No, I'm about to. I have it Storm number 1 and number 2 in my backlog right now. So I'm excited to read it soon.
Okay, so I won't spoil anything, but I figure like you're pretty much into things enough to know kind of some stuff centered around the books. So hopefully anything I'm going to say won't be too much of a spoiler to you. But given the stuff we found out from the first issue, Storm still kind of continues to do her thing, and like I said, I don't want to say too much anything spoiler, not just for you, but just for people out there as well who are looking to pick this up, and but she let's see. There was something that got brought up that was kind of funny to me, and this is kind of a spoiler to me. I mean, this will be kind of a spoiler, but it was kind of funny, so I have to share this one. The name ForceWorks got brought up.
Nice.
So, and something comes up in relation to that, which I don't remember, but then again, ForceWorks was kind of. I think I started reading ForceWorks and I didn't really actually get through whatever the run was. So, I mean, whatever the total run was. So, if it was something that came up in the middle of that book, I don't remember this. But outside of that, in relation to Storm, like, that's kind of a thing. And then she ends up finding out some information about a couple of things going on that's going to go into the next few issues. So, but yeah, I'm continuing to enjoy the book though, and great art. There's some really great art here, I think. So. But it's Lucas Wernick, so I know enough to know that just he puts out some good stuff. And the last book I got is Avengers Assemble, number 3 of 5.
How is that book? That's a book that I want to pick up. How are you enjoying it?
So it's fun, especially the first couple of issues. This one I kind of ended up skimming through because I was like, I got to a point before starting the show. I was like, oh wait, I need to read more Marvel because most of everything I read was not Marvel or DC. Well, it was one DC book, but it was like, well, it's 2 DC books, excuse me. But regardless, everything else was just not that. It was like Star Trek and ThunderCats and that's stuff like that. But I'm enjoying it. Like it's only 5 issues of this one, but what they're doing with it is interesting because I don't know if you remember enough of. Did you read Blood Hunt, right?
Yeah.
So this is this team that kind of came. This is Cap's team that kind of came out of that when the Avengers did that to when the Avengers were off doing whatever else.
Right. Yeah. No, I read. I read Blood Hunt, the Avengers piece, and then the Night Stalkers piece. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, you know enough to know that Cap brought this team back because of hey, the Avengers are doing stuff, and this is an emergency response team where they actually give in this particular issue they kind of expand on that a little bit more, but the last couple of issues have been like 2 different teams kind of going off on missions, and we see those missions one-off missions, but there's an underlying through line that has to do with the Serpent Society, and I suspect in the next couple of issues that should be coming to a head because like I said, there's only 2 issues left, but I've been enjoying it so far. It's kind of one of those things like I almost kind of wish I was like, well, this could very well be another book by itself, but whether Steve Orlando or whoever else wants, whether this was just the story that he had and whether he was intended for it to lead anywhere else, I feel like it could have legs. But this is also from a person who read Savage Adventures the whole time.
So, I'll tell the Conan guys you're about you.
What's that?
I'll tell the Conan the Barbarian guys about you. You'd be very appreciative about that.
Yeah, that was a whole thing. Both of those.
I read the first run of Savage Avengers. I didn't read volume 2.
I thought so, and we talked about it on the show. It was like because that was coming out of an event, and I can't remember. I think it was King in Black. Now that I think about it, if I'm not mistaken. And it lasted way longer than you think it should have from coming out of an event like that. And I think David Pepose, whatever his name is, who's writing Space Ghost now. I think he ended up on the tail end of that book and ended up being some pretty decent stuff. But like it just was like this book is lasting, and we used to joke about it too. Book lasted way longer than you think it should have. Because of coming out of an event. So but it was still fun, for what it was. But with Avengers Assemble, like I said, She-Hulk's got so like I said, the last couple of issues have been different groups going on missions. Cap was the first issue; he had his team going on a mission. Or was that the second issue? But either way, and I can't remember who's on the last one. And then of course there's some people like Night Thrasher is on the team now. You know.
Yeah, which is why I was going to try to pick up the book because I'm a big New Warriors fan.
Mm-hmm. So, and he brought something to the team that's I haven't quite seen come in use yet, but it feels like something that's clearly harkening back to the '90s for a couple of different ways. And when you get to that point, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Almost even like an animated Avengers thing as well, but actually, yeah, Avengers from the '90s when they had the jackets and whatnot. So, but yes, this issue has She-Hulk leading a team and some stuff harkening back to, actually, speaking of, Blood Hunt, because everything that came out of Blood Hunt is still kind of around and in play, and in that the team has to pretty much deal with some things coming out of that with a group of folks. And like I said, under the surface of that, the Serpent Society is doing their thing, which like it should come to a head at some point. We'll see. We'll see how that works out. And with that, that is it for my books. Kliqs of the week, which do I have a sound effect? I think I do, but we're just gonna do like just pick one. So let's see. I said my potential Kliqs of the week were ThunderCats, because that's always good. The Milestone Universe Shadow Cabinet #1 was pretty interesting. I still kind of want to go back and catch up on a couple of the books that I didn't finish up on, which was luckily the last, I think, miniseries with Hardware and Icon with that little versus thing.
I heard that was good. That had Vandal Savage was the villain.
Yes, and actually, which is actually kind of funny you mentioned that, because what was it? The question all along the Watchtower brings up Vandal Savage.
I mean, I haven't. My copy has been sent to me because I'm a 2-week lag. But I'm excited about that miniseries.
For the question
question.
Yeah, it was good. It was pretty good. I like I like the question, but I love Renee Montoya. So
yeah,
what they're having her to do, as I said, was kind of feels like it's harkening back to the Justice League TV show in a way, but also they feel like they're setting up like an Abigail Brand in a way. Not the bad parts, but just in what they're having her do in that book. And that's all I'll say, because I'll let you read for yourself. But let's see. Star Trek, I said it was good, but that's usually always good. I think. Oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles X Naruto. Sorry, also came out this week, and I read that, and that was also a potential Kliq of the week, because it was. It was unnecessary, and it probably is unnecessary, but at the same time, it was actually kind of fun. So
those sometimes are the best books.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with the writer of that book, or actually most of anybody on the creative team outside of the letterer. So, it was what it was for any of that. But I'm like, okay, let's see how. I'm still have to remember how many books I did. I think it's either 4 or 5, but I'm not entirely sure. For that crossover. So that being said, and Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man is always good. So that's that is that. I think I'm going to go with, because I know I only have you for a limited amount of time. So, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. I can stay for the next half hour. So, you just let me know how you want me how you want me to interact with the show.
Oh wait, actually, let me send you the doc.
Oh no, don't worry about it.
You sure?
You know,
Okay.
I'll riff off what
Okay.
you talk about.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You know what? I'm actually going to give it to, and this is probably not a surprise to too many people around here, but Star Trek number 26 is my click of the week. There we go. And it was basically it was a crossover with the Kelvin timeline.
Nice.
So, given the you know, have you been reading any of it? The ongoing?
No, it's something on my list. I'll pick up some of the digital collected copies, but like I want to pick up the Cisco book. But I've heard so many good things about this run.
Yeah. This is the Cisco book because the Defiant, actually, the Defiant book is actually pretty good also in spots. And then, of course, they've already had a crossover. And this particular issue of Star Trek 26 is leading to another crossover or another event, I should say, that's probably going to cross over because based on what's going on with this, it's a thing. But the fact that it went ahead and just dropped the Kelvin timeline in here led to a couple of amusing interactions. So... that being the case, we are going to go into the news section, but first let me go ahead and kick off an ad read. Excuse me. And I could probably use another drink than what I got, but we're going to go with Wink as I pull this up. Wink is a world of wine delivered right to your door. From rosé to cabernet to torrontés, Wink has over 100 styles of wines to discover. Ever tried an orange wine? Wink connects you to a world of exclusive wines tailored to your taste and delivered directly to your door. Wink delivers 4 bottles of wine to you every month with free shipping. You can pick your own bottles or let Wink choose and match your taste. It doesn't cost a thing for you to become a member, and you can skip or cancel anytime. And now, for the listeners of the Comic Book Chronicles podcast, you can enjoy an exclusive discount of $20 off your first purchase. There we go, because I know it usually does that there. To help keep our show free for you, go to our network website at cspn.winc. That's cspn.us/WINC. Wink Wines through CSPN. Do it today. And now we get into the news. Something just happened with this thing. Hang on, I'm going to have to fix because why are you in here twice?
Nice.
Let's see, because I remember the last time we had you on, you were here for this, and it's got all kind of here. I have so many overlays for this stupid thing, and it's you know, you gotta adjust on the fly. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's like I hate having to do this on the fly, but I kind of have to. There we go. Now we're good. All right, and I can move this out of the way. All right, cinematic news as we start this off with, starting with Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow has cast Eve Ridley as Ruthie Marie Knoll. So according to Deadline, Ridley of Three Body Problem fame, which I still haven't watched, has landed the role of this person that I don't know because my DC knowledge is not that great, and this doesn't seem like this is probably a second, third off character, probably. I don't know. While it is not known if the film will follow the comic series of the same name, which is Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which I meant to read, but I did not. She will be played by the aforementioned actress, and apparently in the comic series, she is a young alien girl whose father is killed by the story's villain, which leads to Supergirl being drawn into the story.
Yeah, she's a main character. Yeah. This is a very underrated Tom King series. That if you're a fan of Tom King, this is I'd say the for Supergirl sort of the, you know, when they talk about Dark Knight, right? This is like the Dark Knight for Supergirl, and it's not as dark and grim as Dark Knight, but there's a maturity to the writing, and this character is important, and like it's. I think it reads a little bit better as a collected edition, but because I read it as a monthly, but even as a monthly, it was definitely rising to like the top of my pile. Like it was just a good, intelligent read, and it was for older readers like us. It was different. It was different in a good way.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think because it's Tom King and because we like some of his stuff in like Vision and whatnot in the past, I think one of us was going to try it. I know definitely I was going to try it, but never really got into it because, there was a lot of stuff, but I will definitely end up circling back around to it before the movie happens. And I know I have seen other people, kind of, um, positive about the book, I should say. So that's good. Like I said, Tom King's, I can't say he's had too many misses. There's been some airs, but there's had been too many misses in that stuff. Because I think this one's a 12. That was a 12 issue also, right? Just like some of his other stuff, right?
Um,
Gotcha. But either way, that's still okay. That's still workable. So, next up though, let's see. James Gunn confirms Henry Cavill's costume was destroyed during the DCU Superman audition process. I think he just ripped it up. That's just my thinking, but this is just me. Apparently, after a Threads user asked James Gunn to clarify whether Tom Brittany broke the DCEU Superman suits worn by Cavill while auditioning for Superman, the director confirmed that this story was in fact true. Quote, Tom messed it up and then Corswet came in and he was way too tall and it just got torn to shreds. However, let's see. Gunn says basically the original suit wasn't in the best shape in the first place anyway. So, I don't know. Like I said, the part of me just kind of feels like, well, it's like, well, you know what? He just wanted to get rid of all that other stuff, so it just did something with it. But that's just me being stupid. But hey, I guess that's something. So, are you looking forward to that Superman? Superman?
Yeah, no, look, I gotta trust James Gunn, right? You gotta trust him. Like I think Creature Commandos in 2 weeks. It's gonna be a really fun show. And look what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy. Right?
There is that.
So I think you have to give him a little credit. You read everything read all his interviews. I think even if the new Superman is not to my taste, I know there'll be a lot of care put into this. And I think he's going to appeal to a lot of people. And will it appeal to me? I don't know.
Right.
But I do trust James Gunn, and I will give the movie a shot because he has been very credible with I think both comic book fandom and pop culture fandom, and speaking for all the fandoms, like we gotta give him a shot because like he's a guy who really cares about this stuff. So I'm excited.
Yeah. I guess part of my worry is because of Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad. I'm slightly kind of worried it's going to be more on that line of tone, which obviously don't know one way or another. And yeah, I'm willing to give him a shot. It's just that I'm slightly worried about that, for reasons,
Yeah, no, it's very fair. It's very fair.
Next up, though, let's see. Tom Cavanaugh's Superman and Lois role has been revealed. Let's see. The actor. Oh, he's playing Gordon Godfrey, the TV journalist in the DV, or one of the TV journalists in the. I feel like I should say that loosely because for knowing what little I know about that character, he's kind of a. Would it be safe to say if you know about the character, he's kind of a Morton Downey-ish type.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
which I know there are people out there who's like, who the hell is Morton Downey Jr.? But you know, read your history.
He's a provocateur.
Yes. So, and Gordon Godfrey, anytime I've seen him in books, you know, he's kind of been that. So I feel like that's probably fair to say. But apparently, yeah, in Superman and Lois season 4, he showed up as that character, moderating a live debate between Lois Lane and Lex Luthor. Let's see, there's a quote here from the co-showrunner Brent Fletcher, says that the role was perfect for Kavanaugh. He's hilarious and has more energy than a 10-year-old. Of course, folks might remember Tom Kavanaugh, you know, from The Flash, also from the DC Universe. So there is that. Have you watched Superman and Lois?
No, I haven't. I really need to give it a shot.
Yeah. I'm hearing good things about it, but yeah, I haven't messed with it either. So, and it's about to end. It seems like they're trying to end on an interesting note with what they're going for. I think they're doing Doomsday in this last
Yeah.
season. So, I'm like, all right, if you can pull that off on network TV, that's on TV in general these days. That's pretty good. Purna Jagannathan joins the Lanterns series for HBO. Let's see. So Purna Jagannathan is from Never Have I Ever. She has been taped for a heavily recurring role according to this article, alongside, you know, the ones that we already know about, Kent Chandler, Aaron Pierre, Kelly McDonald. It doesn't say. Oh no, here we go. Yes, Jagannathan will play Zoe, who is effortlessly confident and poised in any setting, even those where she stands out. According to this article, she's every bit as composed and cunning as the influential men around her, and she is rumored to be a love interest for John Stewart, according to this article. So. Cool. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know this actress, but I figured like with her look, I was expecting she was going to end up playing someone of some note, you know, like whether Carol Fenris or something, or who was the one that there was some the whoever John Stewart was like really
Oh my God.
involved with.
Kat Matua? No.
Yes. Yes.
Cat something like that. Did I get that right?
You're right. I think you're right. So I was thinking of something along those lines. But apparently maybe not the case, or unless that's the kind of a, you know, this is Zoe character is the swerve, and that's probably who it is. We don't know. But next up, let's see, Daniel Craig circling DC Comics movie Sergeant Rock with queer director Luca Guadagnino, and that's the movie queer, not the director's.
Yeah,
queer.
no, I saw that. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, so I didn't think, because I know I had heard rumors of them trying to do a Sergeant Rock movie. And I'm like, okay, that's, I guess, some sort of interesting, but getting Daniel Craig as a part of this is, I don't know. I'm not sure how to feel about that. I can see he can do Sergeant Rock if he's, I mean, obviously he's probably going to be the you know, the main character. He could do that character, but yeah, I don't know. It's interesting one way or another. So, but it looks like let's see, there's no word on the plot of the movie, but it's probably involved, according to this article, it will probably involve a lot less sex and drug taking than their prior collaboration, which apparently Daniel Craig has worked with this director previously. So, let's see, deals haven't been finalized, so the project could fall apart, according to the article. But the studio is bullish on the script from Justin Kuritsky, who wrote Challengers and Queer for Guadagnino. Let's see, and of course, this is under the James Gunn DC books, DC banner stuff. So yeah, we shall see how that works out.
Yeah.
You say something? Matt.
Yeah.
Oh, you just say something or?
No.
Oh,
I might have
okay.
just burped.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. No, it's no problem. I thought you were gonna say something. No. Natasha Lyonne's role in What If season 3 revealed ahead of appearance in the Fantastic Four reboot. So, anybody who's watched that What If season 3 trailer may have probably stopped it and seen all of the characters that show up in there and might have noticed a new character by the name of Birdie, which I guess we didn't get a name until after that fact, but and we do know that Natasha Lyonne is voicing that character, and apparently, according to this article, that character and she is going to be in the Fantastic Four movie.
Oh
So,
wow, yeah. I don't know that character.
yeah, it's a brand new character for What If, just like Kahori was from season 2.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but although this article does say while Natasha Lyonne is voicing that character for What If, her role in Fantastic Four First Steps has not been revealed. So we don't know if it's actually that character or they got another one for her. Maybe we're gonna see Frankie Ray.
That's a deep cut for some people.
I'm just saying. Hey, I love me some Frankie Ray. But yes, I agree. Actually, I think I saw a video or something that said she showed up in one of the movies. One of the older Fantastic Four movies. Might have been the Michael B. Jordan one. I can't remember. And she
Oh,
was like a love interest of Johnny, of course. So the character has kind of been around, but still, it is still a deep cut regardless of that. Because who remembers those movies?
yeah.
Did you watch the What If, any of those trailers, like the What If trailer or the
Oh,
Brave Heroes?
yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm caught up with all the trailers. I'm pretty
Nice.
excited.
Yeah. Oh, and we also got well, that's Star Wars, but Skeleton Crew we got in a couple of weeks also.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be a great yeah. No, I think that's gonna be a great series. It's the holiday season, so who doesn't love Jude Law?
Yeah, exactly. So, and having that kind of what looks to be kind of a Goonies type of venture going on, and that is,
Yeah.
appeals to us of a certain vintage, as you would say. So,
Understood. Yeah.
next time, yeah, we will be talking, folks. We will be talking about that on the show when that comes about on December 3rd. Disney reportedly pulls Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil's Dinosaur episode over the trans athlete story, apparently. So yeah, I've saw this kind of making rounds. Apparently, the episode called The Gatekeeper, which is out for people to watch, but not on Disney Plus. Apparently somebody uploaded it to archive.org. So you could watch it there if you wanted to. But apparently, let's see, in the episode, there's a character who recalls her time spent playing soccer. And as the title may mention, there's some gatekeeping involved, because the character of Brooklyn, who is a part of the thing, is trans. So, and of course, people seeing this have, their blah blahs one way or the other, the people who are talking about everything is woke nowadays kind of came out and whatever, and the people who are on the right side of things are are upset that it's not out there officially, being shown, but because of, as some would say, the ownership of Disney probably has something to do with that, but we don't necessarily know one way or the other, but probably good reasoning. Don't know. But like I said, if you want to watch the episode, and actually I need to put it in the show notes, but you can watch it out there on archive.org. So if you want to check that out. Oh, apparently there was a correction to the story in that in the previous version of the story, it indicated that the character Brooklyn does not explicitly identify as trans in the episode. She Oh, she does, and the story was updated to note that. Okay, so yeah, so she is. She does. So I didn't necessarily have to read that last part, but I did. Next up, so Chloe Bennett of Agents of Shield fame is in a new series that is on Hulu at this point.
I'm very excited about that series, Interior Chinatown.
Yes, and I've heard, I've been seeing rumblings on that before I even saw this article. And I don't have Hulu, but I might check it out for her if anything else. And the rest of the cast from I'm seeing here has got Jimmy O Yang, Ronnie Chiang. I think those are those ones that are mentioned in this article. But she basically.
I was supposed to hang out with. I haven't met him, but I was supposed to hang out with him,
Who?
Roddy Chang, two nights ago. No, was it today's Thursday? Yeah, it was 2 nights ago. I was supposed to be an old friend. Agent 70 and I share a mutual friend from high school, and I was supposed to go. She was hosting a table she had a charity event, and he was him and his wife were at the table.
Nice.
So I saw the picture. My wife and I couldn't make it, but sorry to digress. But
no, that's good.
I was hoping to meet him, but
we tell people all the time. We told you the last time you were here. We told them like, look, not Agent 70. Matt, that man gets around. He knows some people. He knows some people. Knows some people. He gets around to some things. So. That'd been cool if you had met him, though. I know Agent 70 has been trying to get me to watch his comedy special, and I haven't done it yet, but I plan to at some point soon. At some point. But back to the article, the reason why we're bringing up Miss Bennett, partially because of that, well, not that, but partially because of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., is because in this new show, she was supposed to be doing stunts. And she basically makes a quote, "I'm still aching from doing stunts on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D." She's kind of not doing as many stunts on this show as she did on, as she said, she went too hard on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Doing stunts. So she's not really doing as much with this show. So, as a matter of fact, here's the quote. I feel like I was so happy to not do any of it, actually. I'm still aching from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. My body hurts. I'm old and decrepit. And I'm happy to have watched them enjoy fighting. I am in pain. That was an end quote from Chloe Bennett. So, wait, do we know what the show is actually about? Because obviously I've seen things, but I hadn't actually seen any, like,
crime noir.
Oh.
Super Cop and Jimmy and Ronnie are working at a restaurant, and it's about Chinatown. So okay, set in Chinatown. So the way it's been described to me is crime noir.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that sounds like something either way. Sounds like something that would be interesting either way. So I said I might have to get Hulu for a month and catch up on a couple of things. So, but that's cool. Is it? Wait, has it started yet? I don't see. Yep, it is. It has started. Okay. So if that is of any interest to anybody out there, go check it out. Let's see. Star Wars Visions returns with Volume 3 in 2025. And this is news coming off of StarWars.com, coming from the Disney APAC Content Showcase, where this was revealed. We don't have a specific date for Star Wars Visions, and now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember if I saw the second season of the show.
Did Agent 70 tell you who potentially will? Who we met recently, who he's trying to get to be on the show?
He mentioned somebody, yes. And I am blanking on who it is at this point, but yes, he did mention somebody.
It's the showrunner.
Yes. Yes, that's right. The showrunner for Visions.
Yes, met the showrunner recently, so hopefully he's local in the New York area. So gotcha. I think hopefully he'll be on a guest on your show soon.
We're gonna work it out. See how that shakes out. So yeah, because he told me that. I was like, yeah, I'd be down for that. I'd be down for that for real. Next,
I tell him you're a GoBots fan. So
Why would you want to lie to that man that way? Oh man, don't get me started on GoBots. Actually, that reminds me of something else I was going to ask you, but it'll be later. Now I'm just kind of discombobulated. You mentioned GoBots. Oh God. Watch William Shatner in a unification short from Roddenberry Archives. So apparently when this article was written, which was November 18th, it was the 30th anniversary of Star Trek Generations, which marked the final appearance of William Shatner as James C. Kirk, as folks may know, which he still died in the most stupidest way. Anyway, that's just, whatever. So apparently, there was a short film released by the Roddenberry Archive and their technology partner Otoy, with cooperation with Paramount, which is called Unification, which some folks might think the Unification episodes of Star Trek Next Generation. I don't think this has anything to do with that, but let's see. The short film launched on the archive web portal at roddenberry.x.io and via the Apple Vision Pro app. This is the fourth from the archive's 765874 series of films tied into Star Trek using a combination of live action footage and computer generated imagery. William Shatner and other Trek vets were involved in the making of this new film. So that's the thing I was kind of worried about. I was like, okay, so is this all some CG stuff or whatnot? But okay. And they apparently described it as a mind-bending, Star Trek experience that celebrates the 30th anniversary of Star Trek Generations. So, and if you're going in show notes, or if you're already following the Roddenberry Archives on YouTube, you can check that out there. Which I've watched a couple of things off of that channel. I'm like, okay, yeah, some neat stuff. So,
nice.
This has nothing to do with the next story, but I just wanted to ask: are you up on Lower Decks?
On what? Oh,
Lower
yeah.
Decks.
I just watched the this week's episode this morning at work. Don't tell anyone at work.
You know what?
Yeah, so I'm very up to date.
Right. I meant to watch that one. I was like, I know I was forgetting something, and that was what I forgot, because that's I think the latest episode, which at this point now it's going to be a new episode because they come out every Thursday. But did you get the Choose Your Own Adventure book by chance, or are you
No, I haven't got it. I did pick up the RPG supplement, but I haven't.
Nice. Wait, was that free, or was that a
No, it's a PDF. It's a PDF.
No,
it's not free.
Was that free, or was that like a you had to get that? You had to buy
No,
it?
you have to buy it. You have to
That's
buy
what I
it
thought.
through
Okay.
tabletop RPG.
Because I remember seeing that, and I felt like there was or maybe it was something else in relation to it that I thought that did give out from that. But I do remember us talking about that supplement. So wait, so you're running something Lower Decks, running a Lower Decks campaign?
I wish. I just, my sister and I are both big Star Trek Lower Deck fans. Right. So I got her that, and I got her some, there's a Start Free League Morphidius has a Star Trek Adventures RPG, and I got her last Christmas. I got her the hardcover for the Discovery hardcover.
Oh, nice!
Right, talks about Discovery timeline. So,
right.
She's a big fan of that.
Cool. I still need to Discovery and Strange in the World. Still need to watch both of those, but I kind of want to.
Whoa!
What's that?
Well, yeah, get on that bandwagon.
So here's the thing about that, real quick. I watched the first couple of episodes of Discovery, and I was like, all right, I'm going to come back to this. But for some strange reason, I told myself I want to go back and finish watching Enterprise for some stupid reason, even though I don't have to do that. But I was like, let me go ahead and finish that up, and then I'll get into Discovery, and then Strange New Worlds after that. And I haven't done it yet, so it's still out there.
That's a hard one.
Yeah. Oh well, actually, I say, but I did watch the first episode of Strange New Worlds also. Even though it's like I kind of know where they intersect, so I knew that much about it. But I was like, I just kind of wanted to see how it started. I was like, yeah, I got to come back to both of those though. But yeah, I would get those because I heard, I'm kind of upset there hasn't been a Star Trek, because I know Strange New Worlds is still kind of going on, but nothing has made it to 7 seasons since Voyager. That's kind of a bummer. But speaking of Voyager, actually, Richard D. James, who was a Star Trek producer, designer on Next Generation and Voyager, has passed away at 88. Let's see. He died on November 11th of complications from an infections at UT Southwestern Medical Center in Dallas, according to his lifelong friend Tom Sandin. So it looks like he worked on all but one of the 14 seasons of Star Trek Next Generation and Voyager combined, obviously. And I know it's a name I have seen in the credits, but like I don't know what half these people do. And this article kind of goes down the list of stuff that he did, including the original Battlestar Galactica film, actually.
Whoa.
Yeah. And let's see, an ABC series Super Train, which I feel like I probably remember because I'm old, but definitely the original Battlestar Galactica, because I loved that show when I was little. So, but yeah, you can check out his stuff in the show notes because he's got some credits on him for folks. Let's see, next up. Transformers 1 sets Paramount Plus premiere date, and it's already out, folks. It's been out there for a few days at this point.
Yeah, I'm bummed I haven't seen it yet. I was trying to support it in theaters. I didn't get a chance to do it.
So apparently, PC and Underscore Dirt loved it, and I was surprised.
The trailer looked great, so I'm excited to watch it.
I didn't like the trailer because I felt like it was, because obviously you and I, we had the 86 film, and then of course the whole Babe film things, which I still hadn't watched all the way through. Coming from the original animated film, and then what they did was this, which I realized, I get it, what they're geared towards. It does look fun, but it kind of doesn't feel like it's kind of what I'm looking for. But I'm still gonna watch it now that it's on Paramount Plus since I got it. So I will check it out and see if my mind is changed. But I admit I have preconceived notions of it, from that trailer coming out of it. So, and I still see a lot of trailers for it, because they're promoting the fact that it's on Paramount Plus. So it's like, I don't know, but we'll see. Maybe if I report back next week and say it was like, it's the best thing ever, I probably won't say that, but we'll see. But it's out there, folks. If you got access to Paramount Plus or some other ways, it's out there.
I got time for one more news article, and then I got to turn to a pumpkin.
Not a problem. I understand. Like I said, I appreciate you for this long. Well, let's see. Well, this ain't the great one to go all wrong, but nevertheless, Tomb Raider has added Sophie Turner to. Actually, excuse me. Sophie Turner is playing Lara Croft in the Tomb Raider series that Amazon Prime is trying to do.
That is not what I was expecting.
Right. Right. So
Action hero and her were not what I was expecting.
We are living in weird times, my friend. So apparently this is from Fleabag creator Phoebe Waller-Bridge, according to this article. Like, I remember seeing stuff about, like, yeah, they're trying to get this off the ground and whatnot. But yeah, that was not in the cards for me for any of this. And I know with the number of video game to series that Amazon's starting to do, which realistically that Yakuza one is not bad. I know some people were complaining about the ending, but hadn't gotten there yet. But
I haven't watched it yet. Is that Amazon Prime?
Yeah, it's all out there too. It's like 8 episodes. They just threw them all out there.
Wow.
So, but the first couple of issues, like if you're aware of the games, you know, it might throw you for a loop for a second, but once it kind of gets going, I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing here.
Got it.
So, well, that being the case, let me see. Okay, yeah, no, that's like I said, that was a weird one for you to have to go out on, but I'm gonna let you go so you can get you some rest.
No, I appreciate it. Look, always good to be on. Let me know. Oh, Oh no, you're not doing a show next week because of Thanksgiving, right?
I don't know. We were already kind of up in the air. We weren't sure anyway, so I don't know. I'll have to see, you know, how I feel about it then, or whether I'm have plans. If my plans kind of run a little bit longer, probably won't.
Well, look, if you are, let me know. If you're doing a Friday night, let me know. Love to join.
Okay.
And always excited. Every time I come on, it's so much fun. So
We love having you. We legitimately love having you. So you know, and we've always said we want to try to get you on more than just convention shows. So I'm glad you could come on for this, at the very least.
But happy to always talk about news and talk about if I keep saying it right, like people are going to believe me that your favorite crossover is Star Blast. So I'll just keep bringing that up.
There. Don't put that out there.
Hey, look, my fifth favorite crossover is Dead Man's Hand, Terra Incorporated, Nomad, and Daredevil. So that's one of my favorite crossovers.
You know what? I will let you have that because again, that was one of those ones I didn't read because I wasn't even into any of those books. Now that I think about it at the time, but I had heard about that crossover, so I was like, okay, because it had come up like once, twice, in something.
Look, you've known me for a long time, and you know that I don't know if you know, but like Fabian Niciezi of who helped create Deadpool and created the New Warriors. He wrote that Nomad series, which I think is an undiscovered gem for people who like comics in the 90s. If for anyone who wants to read a great run, it's about with the miniseries, about 29 issues. There's a 4-issue miniseries by Fabian and James Fry, and then there's a 25-issue ongoing series by Fabian, and most of the time there's Patrick Olaf of Thor fame. It's just a great run.
So that being said, because I don't know if you might have seen last week's show or whatnot, because H7 had brought this up. We had been kind of toying with the idea of actually, I think you was on one of the episodes when we were back at the beginning of the pandemic when we were doing like advanced books because there were no actual comic books coming out. And we were doing like
I remember you joined your Crisis one once.
Yep, I remember. So we're thinking about maybe possibly trying to bring in that up every now and then. So if there's something you want to get in on,
if there's if there's a series you want to do, let me know. I think there's a. Which decade do you want to do?
Well, that's just it. We were going all over the place. Well, actually, let me phrase that because we were doing event stuff, and so most of the stuff we were doing were like 80s, and I think we might have done like a 90s one or something like that. But like we were kind of all over the place with it.
One that I think people forget about that I can't believe is almost 20 years old.
What's that?
That Civil War.
Yes. And that has come up recently. Matter of fact, and also the 40th anniversary of Secret Wars also. But yeah, I have seen that, and there's part of me kind of want to revisit Civil War, and part of me kind of don't because I did read it at the time because I was getting the trades at the time, and it was like, well, yeah, this is. I don't know how I feel about this, but it's a thing.
I think people forget how big Mark Millar and Steve McNiven got, right? And for that miniseries, that was must read every Wednesday. It was
Oh,
like I had to be at a comic store every Wednesday just to pick up that comic.
Right, and this is the one thing I know somebody's probably good thinking about this. So wait, didn't you remember? So no, the one thing that is the thing that sticks out for me from Civil War is because they killed Bill Foster, and I bring it up every chance I get.
They did, right? And by the way, why didn't he shrink after he passed? You remember?
Right.
You remember
None of that makes any kind of sense, but
no,
you know.
so you read the interviews with Mark Millar about Civil War. He had a goal every end of the issue, which was true. Every end of the issue, there was a big like what the hell moment.
That was one.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It was, you know, when I think people forget like Thor wasn't around at that point.
Right.
Right. And then they brought back Thor, and then when it was like Reed Richards, Hank Pym, Tony Stark decided to team up. When it's been almost 20 years, so it's not a spoiler, when Spider-Man revealed his identity to the world, like, and I think it was a comic of his time, but I think the way he paced it and the zeitgeist, it's I think it's definitely should be on your list. It definitely impacted crossovers after that.
I want to say it might be. Actually, I'm about to look at the list right now. Wow. I think we gave you a copy of the list, but if not, I can send it to you again.
No, and then don't forget, like, it was a couple years after the big DC one. DC had two back to back. It was Identity Crisis, and then right after that, it was Infinite Crisis.
Yes, I read Identity Crisis, actually. In fact, that is on the list.
I gotta go soon, but I gotta tell you, like, I was reading Identity Crisis when I was interning for Jeanette Kahn, and she confirmed to me that, yeah, people were pretty upset about the scripts when they were going around in the beginning. Yeah.
Right. In fact, we did Infinity Crisis because I got it checked off. So we all the ones I got checked off, we did.
That there's a panel in there with Batman and Tim Drake, and every time I see the panel, sometimes I see it, like people posting articles, I still gotta wipe a tear.
I know exactly the one you're talking about. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And it's not even just the art; it's the writing, right? You remember that panel, what he put in there, right? And I'm just like, oh God, you're killing me.
Yeah, that was a pretty effective panel.
Brad Meltzer, in like just a couple words, just like pulls on your heartstrings.
Yeah, now you're gonna have me go back and pull that episode up, and I might put it back out there for folks. Maybe next week, who knows? And I just put Civil War in the book in the list because apparently it wasn't there.
I'm gonna hop off, but just one more to put on your list.
Okay.
For your listeners. It's an oldie, very obscure.
Hit me.
The Janus Directive. In the late 80s, early 90s, it was a crossover between Suicide Squad, obviously, because it's me, Captain Atom, when he had his ongoing, Checkmate.
Oh, right. They did have a book.
So those three crossed over when they all had ongoings. It was something called, it was a story called the Janus Directive. It was, I put it up there as like, Galactic Storm is actually near and dear to my heart. I put Janus Directive right up there.
Interesting. Wait, is Galactic Storm? I feel like we did not do Galactic Storm.
Galactic Storm is really long. That was like,
it is.
You have to collect Thor, Avengers, West Coast Avengers, Iron Man, Captain America, and Quasar to follow that. That was like 18 parts.
Yeah.
You
that was a big
couldn't keep
joker.
track of that.
Because I was still kind of skimming. Like I said, I was kind of in I was in work slash school mode at the time. But I think I did read. I'm fairly certain I've read Galactic Storm because I'm still still being an Avengers fan. And I was reading Quasar at the very least. And I think I was reading some Avengers at the time. So I picked up on that, and I did read Galactic Storm, and yeah, that's a big joker. Um, and I think if we end up doing that, we would probably end up having to break that into like we did one of them, because we did end up breaking one of them into two episodes. Luckily, we could do that. So all of that is on the list. Janus Directive, Civil War, and I put Galactic Storm on there because I don't see it. And I could have sworn I put it on there. So you know what?
And
Any one of these we can get.
You're not putting Star Blast on?
Stop it. Just stop it. And a matter of fact, I'm going to put a note here on Janus Directive and probably Civil War to make sure you're on here. So when we talk about it, or when we talk about any of them. So that being the case, though, sir. Oh, also we got Next Wave on there. You know how much of a fan of Next Wave you are.
God, I'm the biggest Warren Ellis fan. I'll tell you, I met him once, and I don't fanboy. I fanboyed.
Right. That would probably the one I would fanboy over for that, because I love the hell out of Next Wave. So you say whatever about Ellis himself, whatever, but hey, look, I love that book. I love that book. We didn't get around to it, but it was on the list. So
yeah, I got Warren Ellis. Yeah. I'm a big Warren Ellis fan. I'll tell you more about it next time. But
right.
I did fanboy when I met him.
Nice. I will have to put a pin in that one then.
Yeah. But thank you again for having me on the show. Hope to see you next week if something happens, and I'm happy to arrange it. And wishing all the best to Agent 70 right now.
Indeed. Yeah, like I said, I'll be in contact with you on next week's show, because I'm thinking if I do a show, it will probably likely would not be on Thursday, obviously. Yeah, and if I
can do Thursday.
You can.
Everyone will be asleep at this time. I can. Everyone will be asleep. So.
Well, okay. Well, who doesn't know? Like I said, I just have to see how my plans are going to work out with that, because I may or may not, if things work out, whatever, and I'm actually back in time, it could happen. But I'm not going to rush that, and so it'll probably be Friday if I do it. So we're pushing 600 episodes, Matt.
I'm happy to be a very, 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 very small part of that. So you guys are doing yeoman's work, and hope to see you next week.
Indeed, sir. Look at that. I'll be in contact with you. All right, folks. That's been Matt Wang. He's going to push off, and we're going to continue on with the story, with this show. Uh-oh. I hate when that happens, but that's okay. Let's see. There we go. All right. The Ghost of Matt is going to be with us for a little bit also. So, he might not chime in, but he'll be there. All right. Oh, nope, that's not okay. I thought something happened that did not happen. All right, continue with the news. Predator Badlands will have the Predator as the hero. Quote, the creature will be front and center. So let's see. Goes into some Predator history. This article is talking with Dan Trachtenberg, who's the director. Excuse me. Said he has something very different planned. Let's see, 2025 will see the release of Predator Badlands, as we've talked about previously, as well as another film in the franchise that he shot simultaneously in secret, apparently, which isn't exactly a follow-up to Prey, according to this article, but a future set tale taking place on an alien planet. So, let's see. Most importantly, it will bring a very different kind of Predator protagonist, which is the Predator itself, according to this article. So that is something we never actually get to see, because the Predator is usually the antagonist. And although for some people, he's probably the protagonist in their hearts. So, because, people are like that. So that's could be interesting. I mean, Prey was great. So, and I know people, and I've know a couple of people have been talking about giving Dan Trachtenberg some other stuff outside of this, so I'm glad he's getting getting some more stuff. Maybe they'll give him Voltron. I don't know. Who knows? Godzilla, the Showa era 15 film collection has been restocked just in time for Black Friday, which is coming up. So you can get the Showa era film Criterion collection of Godzilla films for $112, according to this, which includes Godzilla's through, well, from the 50s to 75, looks like. So no Godzilla 80, which is probably for the best. It's basically all of the old the classic stuff to a point. So hey, if you're looking for that, you can go check it out, and other things that is in this article. I'm kind of upset with myself. Oh, and also some Godzilla books, because there's the Godzilla Library Collection for sale. Also, if you're watching the video version, you can see all of that, and some more Criterion stuff, which should still be on sale as of this recording. Oh God, that's what I was gonna say. So the Japanese collection, the Japanese limited edition of Godzilla -1 is no longer on Godzilla's site. So if you missed out on that, like I did, you missed out on that. But there is the limited edition. There is the 4K Blu-ray version, which just nets you, Godzilla -1. So the reason why I mentioned the Japanese collection is because it also had minus color with it, and as well as a couple other things. And as far as I know, there's no other set that has that right now. So you're either going to get -1, or possibly they're going to come out with a -1 minus color, probably by itself, which is a bummer. I kind of wish I had gotten in on the collector's edition, but it is what it is. All right, we're going to go over into the anime corner with a little. Don't have anything appropriate. I need to fix that. So exactly appropriate. Maybe I'll throw something else in here on behind me. Who knows if I feel like doing that kind of work. But Dragon Ball and McDonald's are teaming up with a brand new menu collaboration. And of course, this is because of Dragon Ball Daima, which is out, which I still need to watch. And this looks like it's just in Japan only, because this stuff that is that I'm seeing, if you're watching the video version, is nothing that would be here. Well, wouldn't be completely what we would see here in the States. Looks like some peanut butter and jelly bites of some sort. What is going on here? Okay. Many noises. Oh, there's that. Gotcha. That's not a problem. So anyway, I don't think we're going to get any of the thing over here in the States, but hey, if you got some connections. Oh, these are, let's see. Oh, wait. Oh, no. This is actually not even in Japan. This is strictly in Hong Kong. So there's still a better than ever chance we are not going to see this. Let's see. It is a white grape yogurt flavored soda, sweet potato balls, a chicken katsu burger, and I guess looks like fries on this thing. So yeah, we are absolutely positively probably never going to get that here in the States. So, oh well, enjoy that, folks in Hong Kong. Now we go over to the comic book news with a little bit of. DC goes all in on brand new Zatanna series. So, hot off of her critically acclaimed Black Label miniseries by Mariko Tamaki and Javier Rodriguez, Zatanna is receiving a brand new series as a part of DC's All In initiative, designed to spotlight the many amazing characters that reside within the DC universe. the question one is a part of that I mentioned earlier. The new series will be written and drawn by star artist Jamal Campbell, who launched the current Superman series with writer Joshua, that's a typo, Williamson, following Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. So the new series will be a 6-issue miniseries, at least to start. Will launch on February 19th, and besides Campbell, who will also be coloring the comic, the book will be lettered by Ariana Maher. So I have always been a fan of Zatanna, and I never did get around to that Zatanna, the Mariko Tamaki book, but I've been meaning to, and so I will probably have to check that out. Because I don't know why. Well, I kind of do why. I think it might have had something to do with Justice League, the cartoon, but who knows? Absolute Superman reintroduces a DC icon. Spoiler alert for Absolute Superman #1, but it shouldn't be a surprise if you know anything about the Superman mythos. It's the person you would expect to be close to Superman in that situation. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And if you might have saw the permalink on that, you probably saw who it was anyway. Next up, Dan Slott. So this is a rumor. I'm just going to put that out there right now. Dan Slott to write Superman for DC Comics in 2025. Again, this is a rumor. We don't know. There's nothing concrete about this. So apparently, somebody at the person at Bleeding Cool kind of heard some buzz that could happen. And he seems sure that it's it's going to be a thing. So, and according to this article, this will be the first DC Comics title that Slott's written in decades of being a Marvel exclusive writer. So, yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, hey, I'm a fan of Slott's writing in a lot of cases, so I'm sure I would possibly check it out, but we'll still see. We shall see. Batman the Animated Series cell art. Actually, I kind of wish Matt was still on for this one. Debuts from McFarlane. So, yeah, McFarlane Toys is getting into art sales, or art rather. And apparently, let's see. These are coming from, of course, the Batman Animated Series. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, I think actually I don't know if I heard in the lineup or we talked about it before, but McFarlane's also doing Batman animated figures based off of the series, and I think we have talked about that before. But the art sales that and that's sale as in art, as in basically a frame of animation, but each set of art cells will be produced in a limited quantity, making each batch exclusive in its own way. McFarlane has the cell layer with. This is a weird sentence. McFarlane has the cell layer have a specific Batman the Animated Series scene, but in the background will be enhanced by a renowned artist and will feature a certificate of authenticity. Let's see. They measure 8x10, and the first wave consists of a failing Batman, full-suited Dark Knight, the Bat and Clayface, Catwoman and the Bat, Joker, and Harley Quinn. Collectors can snag up each of these sales individually from McFarlane Toys stores for $24.99, or a set of 6 with a December 2024 release date. So there you go. If you're interested in that, hey, you can go check out McFarlane Toys' site. New Batman Animated Series Mezco 5 points includes figures and the Bat Cycle. So yeah, Mezco has made a second wave of their 5 points Batman the Animated Series action figures. If you're watching the video version, you can see the series wave, which is Harley Quinn, Mr. Freeze, Two-Face, and a variant of Batman, orange suited. That being the case, it says Skydive Batman according to this. So, let's see, it's sold as a set for $80. Wait, is this old or no, this is a new. Um, let's see. So this article is from November 18th, but this mentions an arrival date of August, and I don't think that's August of next year. Maybe it is, but yeah, I don't. I'm not sure what to make of that. So either they're already out there or they'll be out next year. Who knows? We'll see. If you're interested in that, though, you can check that out. Next up, though, what up, Von Gloom? It's fine, sir. Actually, I meant to talk to you about something, but I'll ask you offline. But it's all good. Happy to see you. You missed a friend of the show, excuse me, family member of the show, Matt Wang, 97, who was here earlier for a little bit, and I already ran through my books before he got here, so it is what it is. Obviously, you'll have to check the VOD back for whatever. But always happy to have you here, sir, while I finish up the rest of this news, which actually you came in pretty good time because DC and Warner Brothers unveils a Green Lantern, John Stewart Green Lantern statue at I want to say this is at the Burbank Studios. Yes. See, an iconic member of DC's Green Lantern Corps stands as a symbol of willpower and keeper of law and order for visitors and residents of Burbank. As a 7.5 foot tall bronze statue of Green Lantern's John Stewart was unveiled in a special ceremony at Empire Center's Hangar 18 in Burbank. The statue, which probably better than Dwayne Wade's, let's see. The statue is the newest product of a partnership between Visit Burbank, DC, and Warner Brothers Discovery, joining celebrated DC superheroes Batman in downtown Burbank and Wonder Woman at the entrance of the Warner Brothers studio tour. And as Von Gloom says, "Dope, take that, Hal." Exactly. I'm actually surprised there was not a Hal Jordan statue before John, but I'm glad. So he got there before Hal, got there before Guy Gardner, which would have been an ultimate insert if he hasn't. Von Gloom also mentions Dwayne Wade. It would be funny if the statue looked like Dwayne Wade. That would be really hilarious. Oh man, that would be great. But yeah, so here's some pictures from the ceremony here. You got Jim Lee over there, some other folks. Let's see. Oh, okay, I knew it. I thought that didn't look familiar. So the unveiling ceremony was attended by local government and business luminaries, including Burbank Vice Mayor Nikki Perez, DC President, Publisher, and Chief Creative Officer Jim Lee, and DC writers Jeremy Adams, Morgan Hampton, and Tim Sheridan. So, cool. It's a quote. John Stewart represented an important milestone in DC history as our first modern black costume superhero, debuting in Green Lantern number 87. I believe that is, Dennis O'Neil. Said Lee, for writers Dennis O'Neil and artist Neil Adams to create a character like John Stewart was nothing short of visionary, as it broke a lot of the usual conventions when it came to superheroes, including his being one of the few to not wear a mask in his role as Green Lantern to hide who he is. He's John Stewart, period, is the quote from Jim Lee. So, yeah, most people, know and love John Stewart from the animated series. Justice League. So, and I still need to catch up from that last book that that started him. Actually, the last couple. Now that I think about it, because I know during that whole Future State thing, he was heading up the Lanterns or whatever, and that was a whole thing going on there. But hey, I'm happy. If I ever get out there, I have to take a picture near the statue. So I'm glad he got that. Next up, though, Energon, I Hate Fairyland, and Transformers are for Free Comic Book Day 2025. So yeah, they're already starting to talk about Free Comic Book Day 2025 books. So let's see. Image Comics unveils the first books, the first titles in the February solicitations for a May release. Which, yeah, I need to check and see if the solicitations are out there for February, because they probably should be. So there's going to be another Untitled Universe Free Comic Book Day. Features, of course, G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Void Rival stories. Celebrates 10 years of I Hate Fairy Tales with a memorable special by Scotty Young, according to this article. And Transformers Worst Bot Ever introduces new Decepticon ballpoint. Is it a pen? In this special release. So, yeah. And by the time that comes about, shoot, I mean, G.I. Joe has already started in full swing. So, and actually, it absolutely does look like a pen. I was joking about that. But if you're watching the video versions, you can see what I'm talking about. That is crazy. So yeah. Also in Free Comic Book Day news, IDW to release Godzilla: The New Heroes on Free Comic Book Day 2025. So yeah, they're still going headlong with some Godzilla stuff. It will feature an original 10-page prelude to IDW's upcoming Godzilla universe with books from creators including Tim Seeley, Ethan S. Park and Griffin Sheridan, Pablo Tunica, Chris Gooch, and Oliver Ono. By the way, Von Glum, I don't know if you read it or had a chance to read it, but I talked about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cross Naruto at the top of the show. Well, or near the top of the show. So I don't know. I don't know if that is of any interest to you, but that is something. According to Godzilla editor Jake Williams, the issue will, quote, introduce readers to new characters, premiere new kaiju, and serve as the launching point for our new Godzilla continuity. So, cool. There's the cover right there. Yeah. And Marvel reveals 2025 Free Comic Book Day titles starring the Fantastic Four, X-Men, and more. So here's the Fantastic Four cover, which is Fantastic Four Giant Size X-Men #1. Let's see. There is the Spider-Man one, which is... Hey, wait. Oh, okay. I was about to say, that's the maker. So that is Amazing Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe, which I believe they did the same thing last year. I can't remember. And there's also, of course, the Free Comic Book Day book for Star Wars. You can see if you're watching the video version, you can see the cover right there. Which means what we kind of figured it was going to be, because we wasn't sure where, I'll get to that in a second. And actually, just remind me something I forgot to mention about that book. But so the Star Wars comic, let's see, is Luke. It basically goes through what they're going to bring up in that. So, yep, sounds like we're still around Return of the Jedi era, or thereabouts, with Luke in them. And I know there's that other Jedi Knights book that is coming out with Qui-Gon Jinn and folks. So there it is. And yeah, we got a Marvel Voices, we got an Ironheart / Marvel Voices Free Comic Book Day book, which celebrates the year of Marvel Voices. And it's got a brand new story with Ironheart, which kind of gives me some hope for a new book, but I doubt it. Which should happen, given she's going to have a show, but again, doubt it. We'll see. Iron Man and His Awesome Friends, we talked about that, so there's a Free Comic Book Day book with that as well, for that show that is coming out. And along with Spidey and His Amazing Friends, which is also a similar book. Von Gloom says, Naruto X TMNT definitely pissed off the disgruntled Ginger Coalition. Hey, shout out to that book's April O'Neil. That's all I'm going to say. I think I forgot to mention, though, because I want to say that is the current Nintendo, the current Nickelodeon version of the Turtles in April, if I'm not mistaken. Even though I haven't watched that, but I think I've seen enough shots of it to see that, to feel that that's the case. But yeah. So yeah. Next up though, Marvel reveals new look at Hulk as the Herald of Galactus. Apparently there's an upcoming What If Galactus Transformed the Hulk #1. So yeah, that's going to be crazy. Written by Matt Groom of Ultraman X, the Avengers fame, which is still going on, and drawn by Lam Medina of Gamma Flight. What If Galactus Transformed Hulk #1 features a cover by artist Ron Lim, the legendary Silver Surfer and Infinity Trilogy artist designed the. Oh, well, I'm just running that together. Yes. The legendary Silver Surfer and Infinity Trilogy artist designed the cosmic powered versions of Spider-Gwen, Gambit, Rogue, Moon Knight, and Hulk, whose Silver Hulk form features on the Ron Lim design variant cover below, which is right here if you're watching the video version. Yes, that is. I believe that is the case. Yes, because I think that the latest series is pretty much is in the same world as Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I still haven't seen. So yes, that is that seems to be correct. So yeah, here's the Silver Hulk. Why would you need that? Why would he need that? It's bad enough he's he's had the Iron Fist recently. So what could well, I was about to say, what could Galactus need with a Hulk? But at the same time, he's Galactus. He do what he wants. Let's see. And apparently, let's see, is okay. So on January 1st, the first of 5 issue one-shots will feature Galactus across variant covers from Frank Miller, Ryan Brown, Stephen Platt, and Mark Bagley, paying homage to classic covers of 1962's Tales to Astonish #32. 34, excuse me, and you'll see those before. There's a Hulk one again. There's a Gambit one, it's Cosmic Gambit, Moon Knight. Let's see, and Rogue. I like the Rogue one, nice, and Spider-Gwen. All of these characters mentioned are going to. Yes, are going to have their own what if issues of that vein. So there you go. Galactus needs some worlds to be tenderized so they're easy on his sensitive stomach. You know, after that one bout that he had where he almost died because of folks getting in his supply, that's probably more true than we think. And there is the Tales to Astonish homage, which if I ever saw, which is kind of funny because I think I saw of a shot from that from the Fantastic Four movie. Some concept art of Galactus kind of peeping through the window. So that's something you don't want to see. And he was like, that's why he needs a cosmic cup. I guess, but I don't know, man. That seems more trouble than it's worth. Anyway, Angel wears the mask in One World Under Doom February spinoffs. So MF Angel here for the X-Factor cover. See, there's Doom for the Fantastic Four cover, and there's the Storm cover. So there we go. Yeah, and this is that event that is coming up. The whole One World Under Doom event that is coming in February, of which we saw coming at the end of Blood Hunt. So apparently, Fantastic Four #19, Storm 5, and X Factor #7 is where that event's going to lie. So there you go. I would read some of these solicitations, but I'll just wait until that all happens so I can be somewhat surprised. Let's face it. Although you would think it would, given that Doom is social supreme, you would think it'd be hitting more books than what it seems to be hitting, or maybe that's just the first salvo that I'm not seeing. So I might have overlooked something. Either way, Marvel is putting Red Hulk on a collision course with the MCU's next big villain. So yeah, guess what, folks? Red Hulk versus Doom. because Red Hulk is about to have his own book. Yes, folks, you heard me right. Red Hulk is going to have its own book. Is it going to be Thunderbolt Ross? Or is it going to be that hovering? Well, no, it's because it wouldn't be Red Hulk. Let's see. Talks about One World Under Doom. Along with Red Hulk, there's Thunderbolt's Doomstrike, which is also going to be around the same time. So, okay, so that's going to be another Doom adjacent book. Let's see. Similar to Red Hulk, Thunderbolt's Doomstrike comes out just in time for the Thunderbolts feature film. Deadpool and Wolverine will also reunite in One World Under Doom tie-in Weapon X-Men, excuse me. Let's see. The Red Hulk series is going to go on sale February 26th. And yeah, of course, Red Hulk is going to be in Captain America Brave New World. So, of course, they're going to give him a book that he's going to be flopping around in. Sure. I was going to say something about they killed off Black Panther book right before the Black Panther movie, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Oh, shoot. I need to read Amazing Spider-Man, that last Amazing Spider-Man book. I just remembered that. So Marvel's new Thunderbolts team confirms surprising members, and this is going back to that Thunderbolts Doomstrike that was mentioned in the last article. And comparison to Suicide Squad. Bucky's leading the team. Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing's writing this book. Okay, so former guests of the show. That's cool. Let's see. Apparently, Doom is assembling a team of Thunderbolts to deal with Bucky's team of Thunderbolts. Maybe that's where the asterisk comes in. No, not really. Let's see. And of course, Doom gets the original members of the original roster for his version, or for his team: Moonstone, Fixer, Atlas, and more. So, yeah. Thunderbolts Doomstrike drops on February 19th, 2025. So there you go. Marvel to launch Predator versus Spider-Man in 2025. So Predator versus Black Panther #4 came out this week, and I did not get a chance to read it. So, and I read a lot of books, but I had intended to get around to that one, and I think I might be behind a book actually, because I can't remember if I read 3 or not. But if there's something significant to it, then I'll report back next week or so. But hey, we're getting Predator versus Spider-Man, which I don't know. I'm not going to say this is a Predator 2 situation where, Spidey can handle his own. We know this, but he's gone up against a hunter or two in his day. Maybe not an alien hunter. Von Gloom asked the right question. How does the Predator going to even get the drop on? Well, see, here's the thing. I feel like that can be easier answered, because he's going to know something there, but he's not going to know who it is. So he'll just know that there's something in, or they could just, he'll still, never mind. Yes, I stand behind what I said. He'll know something there, he just won't know they're there, So, okay, let me put that for next week. Von Gloom says, would be funny if Kraven interferes and says that Spider-Man was his prey. I knew I saw you mention that on Twitter, and I thought that same thing. That would be funny. Like Kraven's like, hold up, this is mine. He's mine. You need to go somewhere else. There's plenty of other prey. Go hunt the Avengers. Go back to hunting Wolverine again. You've already done that, but So yeah, as this article notes, that there was already 2 other Predator versus books, as we've seen, and I think at least one we've talked about. I did not read the Predator versus Wolverine one. I did start reading the Predator versus Black Panther one, but didn't finish it. So as I said, it's oh yep, solicitations are out, so I have to put those in the show notes. Next up though, Ultimate Wolverine Unleashed. Luke Cage stages the ultimate prison break, and more coming up in Ultimate issues. So this is talking about Ultimate Black Panther number 12, Ultimate Spider-Man number 14. I talked about Ultimate Spider-Man number 14 earlier. Excuse me, Ultimate X-Men 12 and Ultimates number 9 and Ultimate Wolverine, which I totally forgot was a thing coming. Miles Peter is mine. That would that would be kind of interesting, maybe, but he would still, I mean, it would still be the similar thing, although Miles' powers are kind of out of whack at this point still, as he's still got that vampirism thing going on him, and his powers kind of going or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, we talked about I think we talked about it anyway, the fact that Luke Cage is Ultimate Luke Cage is coming in Ultimates 9. Every time I see this picture, I think of the two things. One being, of course, they're going to go to his backstory for this, but also, what was that? Bendis's run of Avengers, and New Avengers specifically, where the breakout happened, and Luke was involved in it, although he wasn't breaking out, but there was a breakout involved, just wasn't Luke. Either way, let's see. So yeah, there's the cover for Ultimates number 9, Ultimate Black Panther number 13. Ultimates, I won't go into the solicitations of it. Speaking of Kraven, Ultimate Spider-Man number 14. Which, yeah, I guess Kraven did show up in this week's Ultimate Spidey, but for nothing significant. And of course, Ultimate Wolverine. See, there's Ultimate X-Men number 12 cover. So yeah, and some variant covers to Ultimates number 9. So there you go. Luke Cage is the Ultimate Universe, and of course he's he's in the role that what he's going to be. Like I said, part of that I kind of didn't want to read because of like, I just want to wait till the issue comes out, but I already read some stuff that was like, okay, not in the way you kind of expect it. Marvel releases first trailer for Doctor Strange Mystery of the Mystics. So this is a mobile game. Oh no, nope. Sorry, this is not. This is a park ride or a Disneyland park thing. So let's see. That's going to debut actually tomorrow, as of this recording, because we just crossed over into midnight. But looks like, let's see. It's a new stage show that follows a trio of Doctor Strange, Agatha Harkness, and Scarlet Witch as they team up to stop a strange occult power. So it's like that Captain America musical, but not really. The show will debut at Avengers Campus, which I've never gone to yet, and will run from November 23rd to March 29th, 2025. Maybe there's hope for me to get out there one of these days, but when do I ever get out to Disneyland? Anyway, so yeah, that's the thing. If you're near Disneyland and you want to see a good stage, well, if you want to see a stage show, that's not Spider-Man. What was that Spider-Man one? Alone in the Dark or Come Out the Dark, whatever the case may be. I don't know. I heard that was terrible. Anyway, rambling. The Spot gets a new power-up with a new Spider-Man Marvel Legends figure. So let's see. This talks about Hasbro's exclusive new Marvel Legends from the Spot from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Let's see. Oh, right. I actually need to watch that again because I think something did happen to the Spot at the end of that. Got inverted or something at the end of that or something. I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched that. But either way, here's here's a an inverted colored Spot. For folks, if you are so inclined, it is $25 online and has a March 2025 release date. Transformers: Godzilla Megatron figure is finally here. And just like people have said online, this is a crime shame because it just looks like a Grimlock variant that like they just got real lazy with this. Part of me kind of wanted when I first saw it, but then I saw the transformation, and I was like, eh. Also, there's a Godzilla in Hold On. Breaking news, but I'll get to that actually, yes, I will get to that in a moment. Weird. That is absolutely weird. So yeah, but anyways, for $65, you can reserve your Megatron figure that looks like Grimlock, and just basically black Grimlock. That's what it is, folks. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I better buy it. I will not be the one. Age of Prime's Voyager Armada Red Alert prototype possible first look. So I'm not sure why I do these prototype looks, but I did. So this is a prototype for the Red Alert off some sites, and whether we're actually going to get a figure, probably we'll see. But there you go. Transformers finally rose into the Toy Hall of Fame for the best 40-year anniversary gift. So let's see. The Transformers series by Hasbro has finally been inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame. Why hasn't it been there before? Don't know. This lets it rub shoulders with some of the other major toy lines, including another one handled by Hasbro, probably G.I. Joe, I would imagine. It's a perfect end to a celebratory year, proving once and for all that the series is truly more than meets the eye. Boo boo. Hasbro, Talala 1. So, let's see. So, are they reissuing? No, they're not reissuing Prime. That'd be nice if they did. So, let's see. So apparently, according to this article, Transformers had been voted to join the Toy Hall of Fame several times before, but it was already outvoted and outranked by other brands. How? Please tell me how. And it goes into the history of Transformers. That's a. I feel like I could say the same thing about a half a dozen people for the Music Hall of Fame, but we're not gonna get into that. Disney and Gundam collide with Bandai's most unexpected new crossover collectible, and that's Mickey Mouse and Gundam. Yes, folks, you heard the words coming out of my mouth. Mickey Mouse, Gundam. Actually, they call it a Transformer here, but I'm just, you know what? We'll allow it. Sure, it's a transforming mecha. So via some sites, apparently, let's see. I don't know if this is a legit thing, but somebody made a Mickey Mouse that transforms into a robot. It's called the Super Alloy Super Transformation Mickey Mouse. The upcoming toy puts the Disney mascot in a new light, one where he's unlikely to ever put up with anything from Pete the Cat, according to this article. So, oh yeah, so it's legit. So it's a Tamashii Nation's Bandai collectible. I must have had an edible. So okay, I said Gundam. It is actually more of a Transformers, but still, that is absolutely crazy. If you're watching the video version, you can see there's the Mickey Mouse part of it, and then there's the transformed robotic form. So yeah, I can only imagine what the crossover comic book would be in that situation. In fact, I kind of would like to see it. That'd probably be kind of amazing. Oh, also, now that I think about it, there was the What If Minnie Mouse gained the powers of Captain Marvel book that came out this week, and I did not get a chance to read that or any of those What If Disney joints. So I have to get on that. I don't think they don't there's not one cohesive story there. It's probably just another one of, but still, it's funny to see that stuff. Ron Gloom says, "What's next? Donald's Chart? Probably, probably." Let's see. So, do we have a price on this? Because now I'm curious. The high-end figure is in the first of its kind from the manufacturer. Was 2013. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Buckle up. 2013 seeing the release of Chocokin King Robo Mickey and Friends. That toy saw Mickey Mouse, Goofy, and a few other notable Disney heroes combined into a Voltron-esque mecha, with a similar figure later being made for the characters from Toy Story. Let's see. So, and then it goes into online pre-orders of this Transforming Mickey Mouse. It's expected to be released in June 2025, and for some strange reason, they decided to note that it is 97 years after Mickey's debut in Steamboat Willie. So maybe, that was specific, as I said. Now I feel the need to look this up. Hold on, folks. If you're watching the video version, you are seeing me doing a live search of this other figure. Amazon is a sponsor, so I'll allow it. So yeah, this is. If you're watching the video version, you can see the Voltron-esque figure. This is wild. Huh. And apparently you probably can still get one for $160 if you so desire. But wow, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, honestly. But good to know. Good to know. Anyways, moving right along. DC Heroes RP. This is what I meant to talk to. I wanted to talk to Matt about because I wanted to see if he knew about this. DC Heroes RPG returns for 40th anniversary Kickstarter campaign. I'm assuming he probably already does, but I'm going to. I probably send him this anyway. So. DC Heroes, the tabletop role-playing game that's been out of print since 1993, is getting a revised edition to celebrate the game's 40th anniversary. On Monday, Cryptozoic Entertainment launched a crowdfunding campaign to bring the iconic TTRPG out of the archives and back to the table. The campaign, which is in collaboration with Warner Brothers Disney Global Consumer Products, runs now through December 18th. I bet this makes it. Hold on, we're now going to go do another out of the way search for the Kickstarter, even though I had here we go. I was about to say they normally would have had a link to the thing. So I was right, because out of the goal of $80,000, it has now made, as of this recording, $245,000. And I plan on backing this project myself because I would like a copy of this. Will I ever play a campaign of it? Probably not. But hey, let's see what the stretch goals are while we're here. So you get the core box for $60. You get you get a bundle with, superheroes. Choose a core box and a bundle to. I guess a bundle of adventure to go with. Then there's the bundle up. So let's see. Get the complete first or second edition experience, or just pick what you want. You receive all stretch goals for the bundles you choose. Okay, so basically just the core book plus a bundle of I guess adventures to go along with it. So that's cool. Yeah, I'm with it. I'll get this. I'm gonna back it. So because I'm a crazy person. Even if I don't run a campaign of it, which I would love to. Well, I would love to run one for that Marvel one first. But that's my fault for not doing what I need to do for that. Anyway, if you are interested, hey, the Kickstarter's out there and links in the show notes. Beetle and Grimm's new Star Trek sets take escape room games to the final frontier. So let's see. Apparently, there's another Kickstarter for let's see. Oh, so basically escape room style murder mystery game boxes. And there's looks like this is one in the Star Trek universe. There's one for Magic the Gathering. And again, like I said, there's going to be one for Star Trek, which seems like that kind of could be neat. Let's see. Star Trek Picard Murder on Titan A, in which players will step aboard the Federation starship Titan A, as featured in Season 3 of Star Trek Picard, to exonerate its Captain Shaw of murder, which, if you remember Star Trek Picard Season 3, yeah. Not sure if it would matter at the end of the thing. But hey, it's possible spoiler alert. Possibly not. Either way, let's see. Murder on the Titan A centers around a group of people who have gathered for peace talks, as it tends to do in Star Trek. And that clash of representatives from different factions made for the perfect murder scenario. Which, yeah, that sounds like definitely something out of an episode of any Star Trek franchise, or I guess more specifically Next Generation. But yeah, same thing. So yeah, cool. I don't know if this has a price yet, but and apparently there's another one for Strange New Worlds. Oh wait, it's a Kickstarter for both of these. So did it make its goal? 25,000 was the goal. 120. Yes, it did absolutely make its goal. In fact, it looks like it might be a set. So there's one for Picard and one for Strange New Worlds, and it made its gold handily. So yeah. Next up, Ghostbusters movie popcorn kit now available at Walmart. Yeah, that is a thing. It looks like there's a little bit more for the kids, but still, if you're a fan of Ghostbusters, you probably got this. And given this came off of a Ghostbusters site, not surprised. The Ghostbusters at Home movie theater popcorn kit includes a Stay Puft themed popcorn bucket, sharing bowls based on Slimer and Pterodog, 2 bags of microwave popcorn, and in homage to Gozer's confectionery-based chosen destructor form, tasty toasted marshmallow seasoning. Ew. Yeah, I don't need marshmallow seasoning on my popcorn. Thank you very much. But hey, I guess it's a nice touch. So yeah, there's the thing right there. If you're interested in it for you or your kids, hey, it is going to be at Walmart for $19.96. But apparently, according to this article, it might be out of stock. So, oopsie. Last but not least, speaking of popcorn buckets, new AMC popcorn bucket doubles as a Warhammer that's over 2 feet long. In fact, there's 2 popcorn buckets coming from the Lord of the Rings War of Rohirrim anime that is coming up. One being the Warhammer that you're seeing in the video version, and a mug, or someone called it a stein, but I think this is more of a mug, with the logo for Lord of the Rings, War of Rohirrim. I'm going to send this to Agent 70. Maybe he'll get a kick out of this. Who knows? But let's see, the hammer can be purchased at AMC theaters for $32.99. Probably around the time when, December 13th, when War of the Rohirrim debuts in theaters, which I keep forgetting that it's a theater thing. It's actually in the theaters. And for $21.99, you can get the faux wooden stein with the logo that you're seeing on the video version of the show. No popcorn. I think it's like a large soda in the cup. So I stand corrected on that. Now, the Warhammer popcorn bucket looks a little wieldy. I hope that's a snap type thing yeah, that seems like something you would get on the way out. But then again, there's probably some people that'll be cosplaying for that. Who even knows? All right, folks, and that is that for the news. As I should actually let me do this real quick because I need to pull up the ads for my last ad read. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. You know what? Before I even do that, I just thought about something. I was going to add something to the lineup really quick. If Von Gloom is still in the chat, peep this out. Godzilla and Digimon are going to collaborate. That's right. Godzilla, Digimon, collaboration. So let's see. Is this a book or this is looks like Tamagotchi. Okay. Let's see. Thanks to Digimon, Godzilla is having a truly epic birthday this year, and the crossover is just one of several gunning for the kaiju. Let's see. The King of Monsters is Von Gloom. Yeah, stay away from the Unbolts, pal. But I know it is weird. This is as I said to Matt earlier. We're in a weird world now. Okay, so this looks to be, judging by this picture, Godzilla and Digimon Tamagotchi. Okay, I don't have a problem. Oops, sorry about that. I'm not seeing a very issue with that. The fact that Tamagotchi has been coming back slowly on the low is interesting. Let's see. Yeah, they talk about Godzilla -1 going back into theaters, but let's see. Actually, let me see if I get the poster that shows Godzilla combining with Agumon, and the resulting evolution is terrifying. Loaded with metal claws, Godzilla looks ready to shred up some enemies. Yep. Let's see. See, we do know one specific project that will come of this collab. Digimon plans to release a Digivice soon featuring Godzilla. Here we go. Fans will get to learn how Godzilla fits into the Digimon universe once this device goes live. So fans are eager to get their hands on it. And this article is saying that if Digimon wants to drop an anime OVA featuring the King of Monsters, well, fans will also be down. I think this writer is talking for themselves, but I don't know. I like Digimon enough, so I don't know. That could be something. But yeah, that's the thing. That'll be in the show notes as well. In fact, I will try to put that in there before I pop out of here, which is, I need to make some space for it, but I'll do that. So yeah, folks, that is in the end of the news for tonight. I'm gonna get one last ad read in before I pop out of here. And I will leave this other thing for next week. So, and I guess since we've already been running a little bit long, I'm just going to say keep our podcast free by shopping at Amazon. Visit cspn.us, then click the Keep Our Podcast Free link at the top of the page. From there, scroll down and click the Amazon link to shop. Purchase items from Amazon as you normally would, whether it's books, music, electronics, jewelry, apparel, Transformers, Marvel Legends, power washers, I was about to say lube. I mean, sure, they got all that too, but stuff, man, stuff. All of that. Gotcha Man, Blu-rays, sets, who knows, all of that. Regardless, for every purchase made on Amazon through our link, the CSPN, the Amazon sends the CSPN a payment that helps us keep the coastal. Why am I doing that? The Comic Book Chronicles podcast. It's late, folks. free for our listeners at no extra charge to you. Amazon through cspn.us. Do it today. Chances are audio people will probably hear someone else doing the ad, or depends on how much editing I plan to do. We'll see. Vine Gloom says, "What's next? Barbie X." You laugh. That Barbie Transformers one would probably happen. Probably. G.I. Joe and Cabbage Patch Kids. I mean, you know what? They need to do a G.I. Joe mask one properly first. But Cabbage Patch Kids. Marvel X Furbies. I can also see that one. Godzilla Digivolve into War Gojiramon. That, yeah. I don't think they named that joint, but yeah, I could absolutely see that. Mothra. See, now I want to watch some Digimon, and I know that's an undertaking. I realize that. I would probably watch the original again and try to go through Tamers, but I already got enough on my plate because I actually like Tamers. I know I'm a little bit too old for any of those, but whatever, man. Mothra Digivolve into Metal Mothramon. Yeah. So is Godzilla's I guess what did they call it? The hero? I can't remember what the first evolution was. The second one evolution. Is it just gonna be Godzuki? I don't know. It'd be Godzuki to Godzilla to to Metal Godzilla. So, I don't know. But regardless, these are questions for another time, another place. Hey, you know what? You want to bring this up? Holla at me on Twitter or Blue Sky, the thing, all of the things. So his rookie form, was that what they called it? I can't remember because I can't remember whether it was champion form. The chat was thinking champion form, and not his like pre-evolved form where they're the little bubble head things, but rookie forms, yeah, that works for me. I'm thinking way too much about Digimon. Mothra's rookie form is the Caliper. Yeah, that sounds about right. And with that, folks, before we get into some deep dive, actually, I could just stop it here and keep on going, but I'm not gonna do that because it's already late, and I will be back on some other time to do some more, rambling on a stream. But folks, I have been Roddykat. You can find me at Roddykat on Twitter. You can find me at NewsNerdsNeed on Twitter. You can find me at CBCaps on Instagram. You can also find me on Blue Sky as Roddykat. I need to start putting that in there at some point, I guess. 18_70, who is not here tonight. You can find him on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and he's also on Blue Sky Outlet. He just started his Blue Skies account over there. So holla at that man's over there. Also, News Nest Need, which is my thing, and Comic Book Chronicles, which is our thing, is also on Blue Sky. Blue Sky's coming at you. I was going to put the link to the Blue Sky account in the chats for anybody who wants to. Bam. We'll try to put that in the show notes somewhere. I'll do it. But also you can find Matt Wang 97, who popped through the show earlier. You can find him Matt Wang 97 on, I don't know if he's even on, I know he's on Twitter, but I don't even know if he's using it. I know he's on Instagram, Matt Wang 97. There, go holler at my man's. He's fam. So yeah, there is that. Thank him again for dropping by earlier for a little while. Always appreciate seeing them. Von Gloom, appreciate you being in the chat as always, sir. You know, it's always good when you're here. Maybe we'll have you on the show again because we've had you on before, hopefully. So, Coast of the Podcast Network, CSPN.US, do it today. You can also find this on your podcast perusal place of choice, whether it be Apple iTunes, like your Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or the Close to the Podcast Network SoundCloud page. You can also find this recording every Thursday night, youtube.com/TheKliqNation, like a man Von Gloom, and twitch.tv/Comic Book Chronicles. Like, I don't know, there's probably some people that's been by there. I did play some G.I. Joe War Wrath of Cobra a few days ago. I'm not sure how I feel about that game, but maybe I'll play some more of it to try to finish it, or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. There's plenty of games out there that would fall under the purview of Comic Book Chronicles Twitch account, and they are going to be played, except for Deadpool, because I'm not playing that again. Absolutely refuse. You would have to pay me some money to play that game again. I'm just saying. I played that on my personal channel. It's out there. And with that, folks, again, like I said, this has been the Comic Book Chronicles. Stay tuned to our social medias for what we do for next week's show. There might be a show next week, but it might not be on Thursday because it's the Thanksgiving holiday here in the U.S. Or there might be, depending on how my plans go that night. But there will probably be most likely a show next week. Absolutely. It might be on Friday. We'll see how that works out. But with that, this has been the Comic Book Chronicles. Peace. And no one has half the thing right here.